Hi, my name's Dean Ostrowski and work for the City of Gold Coast. I'm the Executive Coordinator there and I look after the Drafting Services section, which is made up of 31 designers and drafters, and we support the City's needs around delivering major roads and minor infrastructure for the City. Winning the President's Award was quite a shock at first, but it's absolutely a privilege and an honour to receive that recognition by IPWAQ, and yeah, it's absolutely wonderful. Yeah, look, the decline in skilled designers within the industry at the moment is a little bit of a concern for us. I think that many years ago, probably if I go back 20, 30 years ago, there were a lot of cadetship programs in place, and they were supported by many local authorities. And City of Gold Coast, we still have a cadetship program, and but yeah, it would be great to see more and more local governments, but also engineering officers too within the industry, support more cadetship programs to bring those that staff, all those people through. I think at the moment we could probably attract more designers within the industry by maybe recognising the work that the designers do more in forums like this at the annual conference. You know, it does tend to be you know, mainly about the engineer and those officers, but also we do recognise many people in you know that contribute to our industry. But it would be nice to see maybe some sort of recognition with maybe even a registration, a special registration membership for civil designers from that perspective. So those guys that go through university and either hold an associate degree or a Bachelor of Engineering Science, or BT, the old BT, it's those people, those technicians, that would be nice to maybe recognise a little bit more. And by recognising them, I would say that you're going to promote the industry a little bit more, rather than just being solely just engineering, certification, assets, those sorts of things. So we could probably sell it a little bit more in the design space. The only thing that I can probably add to that would really be the designers tend to like to play in the technology space a lot more. And I think potentially where we might be losing potential candidates to other industries. So I'll give you an example. I walked past the Gold Coast TAFE here yesterday, and I saw a lot of young students in there looking at gaming, graphical sort of images, productions, those sorts of things. Well, that at the moment is quite, and they're very intelligent kids. And I think that we're losing potentially a market from engineering to those guys, to that sort of industry, that marketing, that online web building, all those sorts of things. And in a lot of ways, the way those guys think is the same that these designers need to think. You know, their approach to roads, building roads, designing roads, and infrastructure for us. So I think from a technology perspective, I think we're kind of, we need to do a little bit more promotion, I feel, around, like I was saying before, about capturing that market. And I think we're losing too many young people to those industries, rather than coming back into, some people don't want to be an engineer. Some people don't want to be a certifier, but they want to design, they want to work under that direction, that direct supervision from an RPEQ, and design things using, you know, all different creative design softwares that we have available now. Visualization is a huge one. So, you know, we need to promote that side of it more, I feel, and that potentially is a real obstacle in our way of not bringing these guys through. Absolutely, the lure of technology that it's available within our industry, we should be showcasing that more. There's a lot of, what would you say, there's a lot said around BIM and those sorts of technologies, but really BIM is that higher end product. You know, I think it's over 50 million, but the majority of the work that we do in local government is under that threshold, that 50 million threshold. And yeah, so to sell that, to gloss it up, to paint it up a lot more to these young students coming through university would be great. Hey, would you like to pop out and become a designer rather than an engineer and designing engineering structures, but get more into the CAD space? Yeah, look, we always, the market demand and the challenges around those market demands they come in waves. At times, if we're looking for a specialised civil designer, that can be quite difficult. It's even more difficult to try and recruit a supervisor or a coordinator, someone or a team leader, someone that's going to lead those guys. We're not talking about the engineers or the certifiers. We're talking about the designers, the civil designers. So it's quite difficult at times to recruit. You know, whether it's through specialist agencies, recruitment agencies. Sometimes it's hit and miss. Sometimes we might get a gem, and other times we're waiting, and we're waiting. And that's why it's really important, going back that full circle back to the cadetship programs. You need to bring through those cadets, because you're investing in their, your time and money, and then they're repaying you by staying within the business, and you can develop them right up through to become team leaders or coordinators and supervise those teams. So, yeah, it's the way to answer that question is it comes in waves. The demand is sometimes is there and other times isn't.